look at this game this week?
It was good. I think everyone, did a good job with it, took advantage of it. Got to rest up, got to get some things done still at practice. So I think it was a solid week for us as a group.
You obviously had a chance to look at Utah State defensively. What do they do?
Yeah. They're good. I think saying they're multiple would be an understatement. They do a lot on defense, and they're a really good group. I think that might be the strongest point of their team. They haven't got a lot of necessarily publicity, but they're doing a great job on defense, and it's going to be a challenge for us.
They got a group of linebackers that have gotten a lot of awards over the years, a lot of tackles over the years.
Mm-hmm.
What stands out about that bunch of guys?
They're good. They do a lot of stuff. They throw a lot at you. I think that just shows that they can handle it. As a group, they can handle, doing a lot of different stuff on defense. That makes it hard on the offense, and they play hard, and I got a lot of respect for those guys.
Anything as an offense you guys really tried to clean up during the bye week? Any fundamentals you guys worked on really hard? Or?
I mean, just trying to get better. I mean, just kind of continuing our process. There might have been a few focuses, but I think we did a good job with that bye week.
See what what happened to Chucky Keaton in that game,
Yeah.
and quarterbacks in general right now are doing so much out there. Are you guys more exposed now than maybe 5-10 years ago with the number of plays and all the running you guys are doing and that kind of thing?
I think the number of plays is probably the biggest difference. Just having just so many more plays each game, and over the season it adds up. I think it just comes down to your style too. We all know Chucky could run, and he could do it all. He was really an outstanding player. And it's just kind of just having that instinct of, do I take the chance or do I not? But again, Chucky's a great player, and I wish nothing but the best for him. I got to meet him at the media days this year, and he was awesome.
How much, as a quarterback, how much of that is on your mind that, hey, I gotta be careful about, I need to slide in this situation, I need to dive in this situation, and that kind of stuff?
A little bit just knowing the situation, knowing what down it is, I think is important. But at the same time, I mean, you gotta do what's necessary to get it done. So, instincts play a role, but also knowing the situation plays a role.
What's going to be different for the backup, Harrison, this week? You've been backup and you've been a
Yeah.
starter. When you don't know you're going to play like last week for him, and this week he knows he's going to play.
So
how much is that going to help him being able to?
I think it'll definitely help him knowing that, hey, the first play of the game, I'm going to be out there taking the snap. There's definitely something to that. Obviously, the week of practice, he's going to get a lot more reps, I'm sure, than what he's been getting. That kind of goes along with the same thing of being out there for the first snap. But I'm sure after the first couple plays, he'll settle down and he'll get in his groove and start seeing things. So I know our defense will be ready for him.
Did you watch that game live or on tape?
I did. I was watching it at home.
What's that feeling like? You probably don't get to do that very often where you're watching your next opponent live on,
Yeah, that was
on
cool.
TV, and you're playing BYU too.
And BYU, and then obviously the Nevada-San Diego State game was on as well on Friday night. It was cool. Being able just to first off just relax a little bit, sit at home with my roommates and watch some college football as just watching it. That was fun, and I think it was good just being able to see them and all those teams and see how they were doing.
Can you pick something up watching it live that maybe you don't see on tape? Or?
I think it's kind of the other way around. It's kind of like, ooh, I want to see that on tape.
Okay.
There was a couple plays that was like, okay, I think I know what that was, but I want to see it on tape because that was interesting.
So you saw that injury live.
I did.
What went through your head in that second?
Just felt really, bad for Chucky. I mean, like I told Chad already got to meet him at the media days this summer in Vegas, and he was just an outstanding guy. Getting to know him and Zach from Utah State, they were great. And I just, my heart goes out to him. It's fortunate.
You start to realize immediately that things change, not just for this week, but in the Mountain West.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something that goes into that, but, everyone's got some people that are hurt. Everyone's got guys that aren't going to be able to play the rest of the year. It's part of the game. Again, it's really unfortunate that it have to happen to such a outstanding standout player like Chucky. But again, just my heart goes out to him.
Do you like to play against other high-profile quarterbacks? Would you rather play against Derek Carr than Joe Schmo? And does this take a little luster off of?
Joe Schmo starting for Colorado State.
I know you.
Again, I don't even watch a single snap of the other team's offense
So you don't.
that week of preparation. I think it's great playing against great competition. That's what you want as an athlete and as a competitor. Again, though, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just about scoring more than the other team. So whether that's playing against Joe Montana or Joe Schmo, like you said, at the end of the day, he's got to score more than the other team.
What do you attribute? A lot of these games you had really high completion percentage, and obviously, obviously the receivers are making plays. But how much do you put into taking care of the ball, making sure you're finding the right reading? What do you attribute that to?
Just continuing my process of trying to get better, obviously, and then just being the student of the game. Just knowing the other team inside and out, knowing what they've done, what they might do, have an idea, on third down, having a good idea on third down, the big money down. But then just being just being a student of the game, and then trying to get better in practice, and completing balls is really important in our offense. And having that is showing that we're being efficient with the ball and being smart with the ball, and getting some things done.
Obviously, points and winning is the most important thing. But if there was one stat that you most personally want to have, is it completion percentage, or is that one of the?
That's one of them for sure. I mean, I think there's a couple at the quarterback position, but completing a lot of balls means that you're usually getting positive yards. So that's a good thing.
You've had a lot of moving parts in your receiving corps the past few weeks. No
Yep.
Gay, no Holden, no Aaron, no Kirby. What kind of adjustments have you had to make depending on who's healthy and who's not?
Just throwing whoever's really out there for that week, just getting a lot of reps in practice with them. Everyone runs their routes a little bit different. I think that's just natural, and just having a good feel for that guy, whoever it is out there, and then when it's game time, it's time to roll, and let's go do our deal.
For you, do you feel more vulnerable in the pocket where maybe you can't see things coming as well, or out in the open field running where a lot of these hits like what happened to Chucky's tend to happen?
I don't think you ever think like that, to be honest with you. When you're in the pocket, you're completely trusting the O-line and the running backs to pick up whatever the defense is throwing at you, and you got to sit in there, and it's part of the game. You are going to get hit, that's part of the game, and then just pick yourself back up and on to the next play. And when you're on the perimeter, that doesn't really go through your mind. You're trying not to get hit, so when you're out there running around, so I don't think that goes through your mind too much.
When you first started playing quarterback, how hard is that to train yourself to not look at what's coming at you and get comfortable with that?
Yeah, it takes time. Just like anything you want to be good at, it takes time, it takes practice. And just in the pocket, just being able to sit in there and not flinch and know things are going to come at you, and make subtle movements and deliver a ball. That takes practice.
You guys back on the road, probably another good environment this week. Seemed like you handled it a lot better the second week than the first week. What did you see different? Where did you guys see you guys get better in terms of handling that the second time?
It was a little different feel, I think, for sure, from Washington and then on the road in Fresno. There was a different feel a little bit. I think some of the young guys handled it a little better. More energy. We were down in Fresno, and we just kept swinging and fought our way back into that game. And I think that's something to be really proud of, and that's just a good flash of improvement right there.
As I said, it's sort of both games kind of turned in the third quarter a little bit, and that one you were able to fight back.
Exactly.
The other one kind of got
I think that's a good. I think that's a flash of improvement, and I think we just need to continue to build on that and get ready for this game.
Utah State's defense has some really good numbers. When you just watch them either live or film you've seen, what do they do best? What is their calling card?
Ooh, they're multiple. I think that's almost an understatement. They have a lot of their playbook's pretty thick. Probably the thickest we've seen so far. They're gonna. I think that just shows they have smart players. They got guys that can handle that amount of volume and can handle, not busting with so many different with so many different things that they do, and that's a lot for an offense. And I think that they're very multiple. It's probably their biggest strength.
I can't remember if you were here then or not, but I remember the one year you guys went down there and played, and they showed up and they played 11 guys standing up on defense.
Yeah, I remember that.
You expect the unexpected with them a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, each week you gotta. It's probably more for offenses, but someone's always gonna have a different wrinkle on some different category of the game. I don't expect them to do that quite, but I think their defense, their game plan, to the offense they're playing each week, and I think at the same time we'll have to identify our weaknesses so far as an offense, and expect them to try to game plan towards that.
Almost halfway through the season, where would you say your team's at right now?
I think we're in a really good spot. I mean, I know, we're 3-2 right now. I think we're improving each week, which is awesome, which is what you want to do. That's what we're all about around here. We still have a lot to play for. Everything's still in front of us, and it starts right here with this big game here with Utah State.
This game is double meaningful, right? Because they're in your conference. It's kind of, you two teams have kind of shown yourselves to be the top teams in the mountains, so that makes it kind of a twofer.
Yeah, I think both teams will come out playing their hearts out. I think we both know it's an important game, and I'm expecting for both sides to scratch and claw.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, guys.